the floating wish, I think it relates, it is very close to you because the title itself, it relates with you, right? So where did you get the inspiration for this book and this title?
Well, I have observed so many people who are so bounded by people and situations around them. They're just doing with what is just expected out of them, and they have yet not awakened the warrior in them. So this is what inspired me to write on this. And the character in the book, Anaya, she's also like this. But one fine day, a miracle happens, and she wakes up with an exotic dream, and the dream awakens the warrior in her, and how she blindly follows her dream and she faces her fear. She doesn't fall for fate. In fact, she chooses to rise to her destiny. And she doesn't know if seeking her soulmate would answer her true calling or make her discover a real connection, or she doesn't know it would just increase the complications. She doesn't know at all what's destined. All she knows is she's lost in the right direction. And in that process, she finds love, she finds her passion, her purpose, and but above everything else, she finds herself, she finds freedom as she waits for her floating wish to be fulfilled.
So it's kind of like a simple girl and her struggle, her journey throughout life, in a way.
Yes, how she finds herself and she finds her freedom. Yes.
How she achieves independence. The floating wish.
Yes.
The floating wish. The cover is
the title.
Cover. Even the title is beautiful and very fantastical. But even the cover itself is very beautiful. How did you think about that cover, the design?
So the cover of the book has been designed by my brother Prakash. He's an amazing artist. Mm-hmm. And on the cover you can see basically there is a feather. So feather represents the floating wish, and in that you can see an image which is just partially visible and the rest is hidden. And birds are flying off on it. I mean, he's designed it so beautifully. And the title of the book, The Floating Wish, is as such because, when we make a wish, our wishes are floating in time and space in this universe till the time they travel all the way and they turn true and is a wish fulfilled. So that is why it is the floating wish. And even in the book, the character Anaya, she realizes one just doesn't need a wishbone, one also needs a backbone. So she tries to take the right effort in the right direction. So she starts working towards her wish also. So that, she adds speed to her floating wish.
So Anaya's journey, which is your favorite part of her journey? Which part of the book is your favorite, your personal favorite?
Well, there are so many. And I can't choose one. But I really like one particular scene a lot where Roy, the male character, he has painted Anaya. And Anaya, she wakes up from her sleep and she, depicts it as, is this an angel fallen from heaven? And Roy defines it as, no, it is not an angel from heaven. It is a human, a very much a mortal who is meant to evolve, earn wings and fly. That is why, the painting, the girl, she had wings. So this is one of the scenes, one of my favorite scenes.
That's beautiful. Sylvie, you have been writing and writing has been a major part of your, now finally you're an author. Your process of writing this book, and what take would you like to give to other aspiring authors that they can follow maybe and achieve their floating wish as well?
Well, I'm a tiny fish in this vast ocean of many great writers, but I'm extremely blessed to be part of the writer's world. What my writing process would be, of course, inspiration. That is the foundation of writing. One has to be intensely inspired to start writing. Then imagination, especially if it's a fiction, you have to just go into your imagination world. Then so inspiration and imagination and observation. We have to observe very carefully people in situations and accept it exactly the way it is so that we can create more real life characters. Don't we want our characters in the book to be beautifully complicated and perfectly flawed? So that is, you have to observe very carefully. And the research has to be right. Even though you are writing a fiction, the facts have to be right. Like, we can't be writing about some tropical flower growing in the valleys, and we can't be writing about some apricot or cherry tree, growing in the island. So that way the research has to be right. And to the authors, I would just say, just create a happy space for yourself, a distract-free environment. Make sure the extra apps and notifications are closed when you are writing. Write wholeheartedly, do what you love to do, be inspired, and keep writing. Writing, creativity is more about the process rather than the results. So just write with all your heart, with a non-stop flow.
The non-distraction just led me to ask you, how did you write your book when you're a homemaker, it's a 24 hours job. So how did you take out your time and try to focus on this book, and how long did it take for you?
It took me around 3 years to complete this book. And I just found the time, I created the time, I just tried to balance my day. I wrote early in the morning, I wrote at night, I wrote whenever I found the time. There was no one particular time. I just wrote whenever I could manage to write.
That's wonderful. Sylvie, it was obviously a pleasure for me to, have you here.
I deeply thank the entire team of Invincible for being so supportive throughout my journey. And I thank everyone who directly or indirectly helped me in the journey of my book. And I thank you. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
And as a writer, I would just say, a writer provides a portal for its readers to enter new realms. And I hope through the power of these words, the readers, when they read this book, they gain the strength to spread their wings and fly. And I hope you find your freedom, hope you find yourself, and I hope your floating wish is fulfilled. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you for your words. Thank you for taking your time out.
Thank you so much. It was lovely being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.